Hey, it's the Sober Life Coach AC coming at you with another live video today. We are live in my Facebook group. We are live in my personal Facebook page, and we're also live in the YouTube channel where you can find me at the Sober Life Coach over there. Find me at AC Osberg on my personal page and the Dare to Be Sober group, which is almost at 260 people and growing, which is awesome. Awesome to see. Anyways, today, guys, we're going to talk about one of the habits that helped me change my life and change my drinking habit, and that is the ability to seek discomfort. Let's get to it. Now, how about it? Good morning. This is Sober Life Coach AC. We are live on my Facebook group, Dare to Be Sober. We're live on my personal Facebook page. We're also live on my YouTube channel where you can find me at the Sober Life Coach. Today we're going to be talking about one of the habits that definitely helped me become alcohol free for the past 3 years, and that is seeking discomfort. It's a quick medical warning. If you can't go more than 1 to 2 hours without a drink, it can be dangerous to quit. Please seek medical attention if you're having severe withdrawal symptoms, having seizures, those kinds of things. There's a difference between an alcoholic and a problem drinker. An alcoholic has, a physical addiction to alcohol. They've done some things to the brain that need to be medically treated. A problem drinker is just psychologically addicted. And for me, problem drinking is one of those things I could fix. And hopefully it's one of those things that you can get rid of in your life as well. So if you just think you're a problem drinker, then let's get to the video. So today we're just going to be talking about discomfort. Now, discomfort is one of those things that people like to run away from. Discomfort is one of those things that society tells you shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Society tells you should always be comfortable all the time. You should never feel any sort of discomfort. It's all about being comfortable. But the problem with being comfortable is that you never grow. And the other problem with being comfortable is that being uncomfortable is a part of life. Everything in life worth having is outside your comfort zone. Quitting drinking is one of those things that we need to learn how to be comfortable with. Okay, change is weird and awkward, but it does get better over time, and it definitely does get better with alcohol. For me, the first I think it was the first 7 days, maybe 10 to 12 days after that, I did have withdrawal symptoms. I did have these emotions coming up. I did have these cravings. I did have all these things, but I was able to sit with it and be uncomfortable. I was able to start learning about why I was having those feelings. I started to journal. I started to look at my life. I started to research things. I started to educate myself in alcohol and different things like that. And that uncomfortableness led me to becoming alcohol free for the past almost 3 years. In July 28th, it'll be 3 years now. So being uncomfortable is a part of life, guys. So if you're feeling uncomfortable right now with your drinking, if you're feeling uncomfortable right now with your journey, just know it's normal. And if you're feeling uncomfortable now and you haven't quit drinking yet, just celebrate that, because that being uncomfortable, that's what's going to drive you. That pain that I don't want to drink anymore, that's what's going to drive you to start watching videos like this. That's what's going to drive you to start educating yourself. That's what's going to drive you to get an accountability partner. That's what's going to drive you to actually make the change today. So if you're looking to make that change today, I would suggest is jump in and do it, unless you have an extreme withdrawal symptoms or something like that, and seek medical attention. But if you just think you're a problem drinker, you're not having an extreme problem with alcohol. You just you can't you're stuck in that cycle of relapse, every 3 or 4 days, like I was, where you say you're not going to drink, and then there you are with a beer or vodka or whatever in your hand. Then definitely try and make a commitment for the next 30 days and say, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to let alcohol control my life, and I'm going to get out there and be uncomfortable. Okay. And to grow, you have to try new things. It seems kind of strange to say, but if for us to become a new person, we need to try new things. And alcohol, when I quit alcohol, I had to become a whole new person. I had to change at the identity level. And I think that's what helped me be successful so far, being alcohol free, is that my lifestyle isn't fit into drinking anymore. I couldn't wake up in the morning if I was drinking, if I was hungover. I couldn't exercise if I was hungover. I couldn't be with my family if I was hungover. I couldn't do all these things if I was hungover, or if I was drunk or drinking. And it's so great to say that alcohol does not control my life anymore. And I'm a completely new person. My identity changed, and habits start with identity, and then it goes to process, and then it goes to outcome. So if you start here, I want to quit drinking, and you're at the outcome already. This is where I want to go, but you don't change the person inside. You don't look at that cognitive dissonance. You don't look at those subconscious beliefs. You don't look at all these things that are going on in the inside. With alcohol, your thoughts, your feelings, why you're drinking, all that kind of stuff. You're just gonna be stuck in that cycle of relapse, like I was, because you haven't changed the person you are. You have to be the type of person that doesn't drink. You have to be the type of person that knows how to relieve their stress. You have to have things in your sober toolbox to relieve your stress, to relieve your anxiety, relieve your social pressure, relieve all these things that you think alcohol is giving you a benefit for. And part of that is just kind of seeking those things out and seeking being uncomfortable and seeking new things, seeking new friends. It's always awkward to be uncomfortable, to seek new things, but it's definitely one of the things that I would say has helped me not only in my alcohol journey but in my entire life. Just seeking that discomfort. When I always wanted to be a public speaker. So I decided that I was going to go to Toastmasters. Now I don't know if you know what Toastmasters is. It's a group of people that get together and they have. Let's just check the chat. Okay, so it's one of those things where you speak publicly, right? And at first I thought I'm going to be great. I'm going to be fantastic at this. This is going to be awesome. I'm so good. I was good in my bedroom. I was good in the closet. I was practicing my first speech. It was awesome. And I got there, and that anxiety, that stress, all that stuff was there, and I couldn't drink to take care of that because I was in public. I wasn't able to take a drink. I had to deal with those feelings. I had to deal with that anxiety. I had to deal with that stress. I had to deal with those things. And you know what? I did it. And over time, it got better. And over time, I actually ended up winning some contests. And over time, I ended up becoming a better speaker, a better communicator, and a better leader. Just from that one moment where I said, I'm going to try this. I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to be awkward. It's going to be awkward and uncomfortable, and I'm going to seek that discomfort so I can go and seek discomfort in other areas of my life. One of the things I did a couple of years ago, not last year because it was canceled because of the pandemic, but one of the things that I got to do was a polar bear dip. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I don't think it's just a Canadian thing, and maybe it is, but where they open up a big hole in the ice and you jump into the cold water. To prepare for that, I was taking ice baths. I was going outside in the winter, and I was meditating, breathing, doing a Wim Hof. I don't know if you know who Wim Hof is, but if you haven't heard of him, he is the ice man, right? So he has this Wim Hof method where you're breathing, you're being uncomfortable, and I was going out in the snow, in my shorts and a t-shirt, and just breathing and getting prepared for that. And that seeking discomfort actually made it a lot less stressful when I got into that situation where I had to jump into a cold lake. It was preparing me for that discomfort in my life. That discomfort was preparing me for that moment where I was going to feel extreme discomfort, and I was going to be okay with it. So here's a couple of ways that I would say that I've been seeking discomfort in my life, and there's also all sorts of ways you guys can do it too. But one of the things that I think is when I went to Toastmasters, I was able to make new friends, and social anxiety was one of those things that I thought alcohol was benefiting me from. I thought it made me more confident, more funny, more and I couldn't do that with when you went to Toastmasters. I was around a better group of people. These people, most of them didn't drink. Most of them were successful. Most of them were there for a reason. There were students, or there was doctors in there was professors, there was all sorts of different kinds of people that came together just to learn how to build their communication skills. And I was definitely able to expand my friendship circle, expand into different areas of life, to learn to talk to different kinds of people. But that was awkward at first. I was really scared. I was nervous. I was anxious when I first went there. And I still, every time you went to a Toastmasters meeting, you were a little bit anxious to talk to these people, but you just got in there and you did it, and you realized that one of the number one things I actually realized about public speaking and being nervous is anxiety and nervousness when you're in a situation is the exact same feeling as excitement. Excitement and anxiety, when you're in one of the social situations, are the exact same feelings. It's just how you reframe them in your mind. Am I anxious to do this public speaking? Am I anxious to get in front of these people, or am I excited? It's okay to have a little bit of anxiousness, because that means you care. If you go up there and you don't have any anxiousness at all, and you're bumbling around, you don't care about those things. You don't care about what you're doing. You don't care about what you're feeling. You don't care about those things. So a little bit of anxiety is okay. If you're having extreme crippling anxiety, that can be a different story. But just a little bit of that uncomfortable feeling. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it doesn't feel good at first. But if you reframe that to excitement, it's gonna push you just to get past that and do those things. It did for me anyways. Waking up at 5 a.m. That's another way of seek discomfort, because you know what? Sometimes I don't want to get up. Sometimes I don't want to, get up and do these videos. Sometimes I don't want. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed and have a day off in the middle of the week when I'm supposed to be working. Sometimes I want those things, but guess what? I push myself to do it. And I think that's another one thing people don't understand about doing anything in your life that requires you to step outside your comfort zone. You are going to be uncomfortable, and you are going to have those days where you don't want to do things. You are going to have those days where you don't want to quit. You don't want to quit drinking. You are going to have those days where you want to have a drink. You are going to have those days where you feel like giving up. You are going to have those days when you feel lonely and tired and, all these things, stressful days. But that doesn't mean that you have to give up. And that doesn't mean that you have to take a drink. That doesn't mean you have to, for me, waking up at 5 a.m., that doesn't mean I have to roll over and go back to bed. That means I need to push myself to get up and get moving. Once you're moving into motion with anything in life, you get a little bit of momentum, and it's a little bit easier for you over time to kind of build that momentum. And it's all about keeping promises to yourself too. I've talked about this before, but every time you do something that you said you're going to do, you keep a promise to yourself. I told myself I was going to read one book this week, and I got through the book, and I kept that promise to myself. I keep these promises to you guys by being here every 5 days a week, doing these lives, because I'm keeping a promise to myself, and I'm keeping a promise to you as well, that I will do these lives. I will put in the effort to do these, and even if they're not perfect, even if they're not, hopefully they're helpful, but even if they're not perfect, even if nobody's watching or whatever, it doesn't matter, because I made a promise to you, and I made a promise to myself to keep that. So that's one of those things that helps. Starting a business, I started a coaching business this year, and that's one of the things that I'm seeking discomfort. I'm still learning. I'm probably going to make some mistakes. I'm probably going to make some good things happen. But what the deal is that, even in the business, it's learning, it's growing, expanding, it's failing and learning from your lessons and carrying on. And all those things are uncomfortable. All those things suck. Sometimes, failure sucks. It sucks to have people tell you that you're doing it wrong, or it sucks to have people that you're telling you that you're doing this or that. It sucks to have all this pressure on you and all these things, but it's good in the end, because once you seek that discomfort, you'll get better at it. You'll get better at being able to handle it, and you'll be able to handle more things that are uncomfortable, and you'll be able to grow and expand. Because if you're not growing, you're dying, guys, and that's definitely the truth. It's like anything in life. If a tree stops growing, it's going to die. If a plant stops growing, it's going to die. And you're just the same as that. So just cultivate the ability to seek discomfort and be okay with being uncomfortable. If you're having a craving today, there's one of these things that it's called surfing the urge, I do believe. So when you feel your cravings, just kind of sit with it and breathe with it, and kind of trying to understand why you're having it, where are you going with it, what feelings are you having, and you can write that down in your journal. Why am I having this craving? What feelings am I having? Who triggered it? All these things, writing down in your journal, so you're aware of it, and you're okay with that discomfort. Because the next time discomfort comes, you're going to be like, well, I've had this feeling before. I know how to deal with it. Let's just sit with it and see what happens, and that's seeking discomfort as well. So anyways, guys, seeking discomfort is one of the habits that I have. It's habit number 4 that has helped me on my alcohol-free journey. Just give me in the comments, just let me know what kind of things you are going to do to seek discomfort today. Are you going to get into a social situation that you were scared to do? Are you going to make a new friend today? Are you going to spend time with someone that you haven't spent time with? Are you gonna wake up tomorrow earlier? Are you going to maybe do an exercise that you haven't done before? Maybe try some yoga, whatever. How are you going to seek discomfort today? And let me know how it goes. I love to hear those stories, and I love to hear your comments. So anyways, guys, I do have a coaching program coming up on June 7th. There's still spots open. If you want to join me for 30 days of being alcohol free, I will help you get there, and hopefully get beyond alcohol and become an alcohol free person and change your identity at the identity level. If you're interested in that, just DM me and we can have a quick chat, see if you're good for the program. Anyways, guys, have yourselves a meaningful day. I will see you guys tomorrow for the last live this week, and we will hopefully you guys are having a happy sober Thursday, and have a meaningful day, guys. Stay sober, my friends.